What's up, everyone? Excited to get this video today about Coinbase, which has been on a crazy tear over the past couple days, and it's off of very fundamental news. So they struck a deal with the CBOE, which is a market exchange in Chicago, and the deal was to be actually they signed a surveillance sharing agreement, also referred to as a SSA, and that's an integral part of getting ETF applications filed and approved. The SEC has stated for years that these agreements are necessary to prevent market manipulation. Basically, all they say is that Coinbase will monitor the market to make sure there's kind of no funny business going on. And NASDAQ, the securities exchange behind BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF application, also reached an agreement with Coinbase on June 29th. So this was before the recent agreement with the CBOE for the ETF applications, including Wise Origin, Wisdom Tree, VanEck, Invesco Galaxy, and ARK21 Share. So these are all Bitcoin, all crypto trading ETFs, exchange traded funds, which will really be facilitating institutional investment for the crypto space. So this is a huge deal. It shows that Coinbase really almost is needed for this widespread adoption, right? It's the only US um, exchange that's publicly traded. So it's the one that's actually most under scrutiny because it's publicly traded. So Coinbase has to adhere to more audits, and they have to release their financials. No other exchange has to do that. So Coinbase naturally is the most trusted exchange in the market. So all these deals kind of flowing to Coinbase's book. That's not shocking at all. They're the most trusted crypto exchange by far. So to see these ETFs need Coinbase, at least in some facet, even if it's just for the surveillance sharing, it's still important, and it still makes Coinbase a crucial part to the puzzle. So awesome to see that there. That's definitely part of the reason why shares have been on a crazy run. And then when we take a look at some analyst ratings, so JMP Securities actually reiterated their market outperform rating for Coinbase with a $90 price target just yesterday. So typically, just so you know, when stocks move very quickly, the analyst ratings always are a little bit late. So as you can see here, obviously the stocks had a crazy move over the past couple weeks. You can see even the companies like Canaccord that have buy ratings on the stock, their price targets are much lower than where the stock currently trades. So what does this tell me? This tells me that over the next couple weeks, as long as Coinbase is able to sustain this high price, call it, $80, you're going to see a lot of these firms come out and raise their price targets. It always happens. You think these price targets are purely based on their own research, yada yada. No, they're greatly affected and impacted by the current market price of whatever security that they're rating and covering. So, I do think all of these firms that, have buys, have overweight ratings, even holds could switch from hold to buy. So definitely do think that there is some, upside, and there are potential, you know, bullish news there's a potential bullish news cycle kind of hidden through all these numbers right here. I don't think all of these price targets, even the bullish ones, are logically priced below the current stock price. I think all of these buy ratings will likely bump up their price targets over the coming weeks, and even the sell ratings. You'd be surprised if a company has a sell. Let's take Piper and Sandler here. So if Piper and Sandler maintains this $65 price target, let's say Coinbase's stock goes to 120, they're going to look like an idiot if they don't raise their price target. And they're going to raise their price target. They could keep they're actually overweight, but let's say they had a sell, right? Let's say you're Goldman Sachs with a sell rating on Coinbase, and you have a $45 price target. Well, they're going to have to raise their price target even if they maintain the sell. So let's say, like I said, the stock goes to 120. Goldman Sachs will likely raise their price target to, let's say, $80, right? $85, and maintain the sell. And you can even see it here. So back in May, on May 5th, they increased their price target $5, but they maintain their sell rating, right? So all of these analyst price targets, they play a factor into what the big money firms buy. So I do think this kind of all, you put all this together, there is a massive likelihood that we're going to see a slew of upgrades and price target raises for Coinbase, just given the recent price movement. So that could be a tailwind for shares. And then, if you're still with me here, let's take a look at the chart. So as we can see, first off, this is not financial advice, so please do your research in D&D. But what I'll be doing right now is giving a price target on shares. So first off, before I kind of give my price target, I want to note that on June 30th, we had the 50-day moving average cross above the 200-day moving average, which, for those that don't know, is signifying bullish momentum. It's actually called a golden cross. That's the signal for this. And it's really a great sign for momentum. This signal is probably the most widely watched and followed daily moving average trading signal. So to have it flash here bullish for Coinbase is very positive in my opinion. And with that being said, we're coming up to test a major resistance level at about $86. So $86 is where shares had topped out back in March. It's also where shares had topped out in February. So 4 different days we've seen shares top out and move lower. But interestingly today is we actually moved above this level and closed above this level, which I think is a very, very crucial sign. Oh, and don't let me forget, back in September of 2022, we actually topped out at this level as well. So you're talking about 5 days of topping out at this level. So since September of last year, each time we came up to this $85 resistance level, we rejected and moved lower. What happened today? Well, we moved above this level and we actually closed the daily candle above this level, which to me signifies that the stock is likely going to hold this level. So I do want to note one thing though, the stock is massively overbought. So we're seeing overbought RSI at about 82. And for those that don't know, RSI over 70 is overbought. And we can see the last time RSI was around this level was also in February where shares pulled back. Last time RSI was overbought, shares pulled back here as well. And they pulled back here in March as well. So the last 3 times RSI was overbought, we saw a pullback eventually. So I do think we see another pullback here. Do I think it will be to, $50, $60 again? No. I do think it would be very healthy for the chart to get a little sideways trading, a little consolidation, and hopefully hold this support level. If we're able to hold this support level, well, then I think we move higher over the coming weeks. So assuming we're able to hold support at $86, I think we could get a move up to about $160. So the reason I picked this $160 level, well, this is where shares had bottomed back in January of 2022. A lot of consolidation around that level, so past support becomes new resistance. So as we come up to test this $160 level, I think we would probably see some resistance. Obviously, that's pretty much 100% gain for shares if we get a move up to this $160 level over the coming months. And to be, just very clear about this, that's my price prediction for shares, is that we likely can hold this support level, we consolidate, a little sideways trading, so our RSI overbought condition can subside. Then we likely move higher over the coming weeks, and then, over the next couple months, I think we could even move all the way up to $160, which would be a 100% gain for Coinbase. I think it's all possible. So that being said, I'll take a peek at short interest. So obviously, massive short interest in this stock. A lot of people have been talking about, you know, this as a Coinbase as a short squeeze candidate. So we see over 22% of the float is sold short, which definitely is nothing to sneeze about. And we actually saw that short interest increase 7% the last time we got short interest data, which I think was about 2 weeks ago. For those that don't know, we get short interest data twice a month. We get it mid-month and end of month. So, last time we had this data, we saw an increase in short interest. So shorts are definitely still in the stock, but I wouldn't say the stock is at a massive, massive likelihood for a short squeeze, and I'll just tell you why. So days to cover is at 2.6. For those that don't know, days to cover just tells me the amount of days of average volume it would take to cover the existing shares sold short. So in this example, it would take 2.6 days of average volume to cover the existing shares that are sold short. So 2.6, it might seem like a lot, but typically when you look for a stock that has a likelihood of a short squeeze, you look for an over 10 of days to cover. So in this case, we're only 26% there. So still a ways to go in terms of being a candidate for a serious short squeeze. I'm talking serious moves. Like I said earlier in the video, the move today was really more based on fundamental news than it was anything else. I think probably the break of that resistance level played into it as well. But with that being said, I would grade Coinbase as a D minus for likelihood of short squeeze. Doesn't mean it couldn't go parabolic, but it really won't be for the short squeeze reasoning like AMC or GameStop has pumped. So with that being said, I will jump into some fundamentals for the company. So Seeking Alpha puts all of these factor grades relative to the peers, and I really like to use it because it's a great resource. I don't have some promo code to sell you. I just really like it. It's a paid service, and I'll run you through kind of what it offers. So EV to sales is at 6 times compared to the sector median of 3. Well, and first off, I should say, obviously, Coinbase doesn't make any money. They had a couple profitable quarters, I want to say about a year and a half ago, but that came and went. As crypto volumes kind of dropped, Coinbase's profitability dropped as well. And then when we take a look at price to book ratio, I do think this number is pretty healthy, although it ranks out pretty poorly. Honestly, this sector grade is kind of tough because Coinbase is its own sector, really. So there's no comparison for Coinbase in the market right now. There's no other publicly traded crypto exchange. So what the stock is being compared to is other exchanges. The Nasdaq, the CBOE, right? So it's kind of tough comps there. So obviously this 3.2 price to book ratio grades out as D minus, but honestly, to me, that's a pretty good number. For those that don't know, that basically puts the market cap relative to the book value. So this simply says that the market cap is 3.26 times the book value of the company. So, that's pretty good for a company with massive growth potential. So the company, I said the company has growth potential. I didn't say the growth numbers looked great. Let's take a look though. So revenue growth year over year is actually down 62%. Like I said, crypto volumes have come down a lot. Many people who are holding crypto have been buying and holding for quite some time. They're not kind of trading in and out like the old days, like the 2020 days. And then when we take a look at revenue growth forward looking, so forward basically just tells me that we're looking at revenue for the next 12 months. We're seeing revenue actually decline 26%. So all these numbers, these growth numbers don't look great. I have to be honest. They look pretty poor. But I think, if you can kind of look beyond these numbers, you're seeing mass adoption on the horizon. I think everyone sees it. You're seeing BlackRock, State Street, Vanguard, they're all running to crypto with their hands out, right? And not really with their hands out, they're throwing money. Really, if anything, their hands are out to their clients to give them money to invest in crypto, which they're taking with a smile on their face, right? So, um, you know, I'm looking past these numbers and saying that, Coinbase could still increase its growth rating, and kind of turn things around, for its growth. It's just going to take that mass adoption, like I said. And then, so let's take a look at gross profit. You can see here Coinbase has a gross profit of 100%. So that basically tells you what it makes on every single thing that it sells. And for those that don't know, gross profit is basically revenue minus cost of goods sold. So it just is just kind of a simple, um, you know, representation of what a company makes on everything that it sells. So this tells me, this healthy gross profit margin tells me that if the company is able to grow revenues, well, it has something. It's selling goods and services that are extremely profitable. It just needs more volume, simply. And then this is a pretty good rating as well. So cash per share is at $21. So that basically means that, almost 27, 28% of the company is in cash, which gives Coinbase the flexibility to really invest heavily in growth, and maybe even do some M&A, and gobble up a couple of smaller exchanges. I think that would definitely be a smart thing for the company. So overall, there's a lot that needs to change with all of these financials. Profitability looks definitely the best. I like cash per share. I like the gross profit margin. Growth really has to turn around, which, like I said, I think it will. And profitability is there. We need growth, and once we get that growth turning around, we will get this company back to making money. So, and that is the goal of owning a stock, right? Is to own a stock that makes a significant amount of money, which I do think Coinbase has a massive potential to, especially given it's the first mover in a massive space. So, with that being said, I will just briefly cover, like I said, just in conclusion, I think the stock likely continues higher after breaking resistance level, and my price target is for $160. Like I said, I need this level to kind of hold, for this price target to really remain relevant. Let's say the chart broke down and we fell. I think this, $60, $63 level right near the daily moving averages could be a signal of, could be a pretty good buying zone if you're looking to get in. So that is what I think about Coinbase. I think it has massive upside. I think it's the first mover in a new industry that has insane growth potential. You really can't overstate the growth potential of crypto and therefore Coinbase. So with that being said, I'll end the video there. I hope you enjoyed it. If you got some value from this video, please leave a like. We post company breakdowns and important market moving news on this channel on a daily basis, so make sure you are subscribed. If you would like to receive my daily portfolio moves, my exits, my entries, and see how me and my team of analysts are trading the markets, join the Discord through the link in the description below to get our free 7-day trial. Also, if you would like to join our free daily newsletter, sign up to our Substack, which is linked below as well. With that being said, good luck everyone. Happy trading, happy investing.